So this is going to be for you guys that are G90 guys. Now, before you try this stuff on your own, I want to make it very clear that this is complex and, you know, to get this right, because this radio uses a voltage line. So you have to get your impedances, inductances, and capacitances and all that right to get this right. But you start off with something like this, and I'll even walk you guys kind of through how you go about doing it. So you can go to any old place and get these cheap computer style, microphones. Now they're just an audio loop microphone, so they don't have no key circuit or nothing. They just take a standard. And what's cool about them is they have two conductors. So that, like I said, they have a stereo and a mono side, two positive conduction sides, and then a grounded side. You see that there's a switch. The switch turns them on and also lights up LEDs. This one was the same way, had switches. See the off, see the off, see the on up there at the top. But you take and you break the bottom apart. And you go in there and you do your thing. That's not necessarily the real difficult part. The difficult part is making up the 45 style plugs and going and converting it through and putting it into a switch circuit. It's not hard if you understand circuitry and what's going on. And what you've got to do is get the right amount of capacitance, and so you don't have scratching, popping in the switch circuit. So it'll all flow perfectly. I mean, look at this thing. 1 2 2 1 2 2 2 1. 1 2 1 2 2 1 2 2 1. 1 2 1 2 2 2 1. It just flows like butter. And that's because we took the time to get everything balanced. And you'll do it. You can do it at the switch, so you can put your blocking capacitors and capacitors, play around with different values. I also use an inductor, and there's several things you can do. It's a very, very high end. Now, I want to make it clear that you're changing the elements. So this part of the microphone is all we're using, and we add some stuff to it, Same thing like this one. We could take this head apart. As I showed you in the other videos, I got all different elements. This is actually 60,000 or 60 to 7,000 hertz diaphragm or element. This is a 50 hertz to 10,000 element. Oh, does it work good? But this is a very high end element. A lot of people tell me that it sounds so good it's going to put Bob Hale out of business. They say it sounds really good. So I haven't heard it on a playback yet, but the people that I've been talking to have said it sounds really good. So something you can do I use a momentary. You can see it's a momentary style. Then you got to figure out what conductor, what response you get the best out of what line, because you can hook it up multiple different ways. Basically, it's got a switch line. It's got a 13 volt. It's got a switch line, an audio, and a ground. And obviously a PTT, which is the switch. Let me Let me look at my. Just about done. But anyways, I think that's. Somebody told me I ought to start doing a bunch of them. I got the idea off the internet. To be honest, I found one on the internet. Like, oh, try it. By God, if they can do it. So you just take you guys that I'll show you. You guys that are thinking about doing it, just take a standard. Now they make a lot better cable. Like you can use a standard. Let me show you. Gotta find the damn line. Here. Oh shit. So you can use a standard cable like this. This won't work. I want to make that clear to you guys. This will not work. So if you try to take a standard phone line or something, guys, this won't work. One reason it's not, when you're dealing with microphone cables, you have to have an insulated conductors. Let me show you. Now, I'm not going to let you see this room because it's got a lot of private electronics in it. Let me see here. Let's see. Here's the cables that. Oh. I'll show you the cables you want to use. And it's just basic ETL cables. If you guys know what ETL is, or your CSAs. But see here. It's the type 24. 24 gauge type CM. It's just cat cable, what you call cat cable. I think this is cat 5. Let me see here. Yeah, this is cat 5. But you can look right there. But this is nice, each one of the conductors. So that's what you use to modify these guys. Take your piece of cat 5, cut it, and see what we do. Because you want this insulated audio cable to be the majority of your run, you know. The cable that's got insulation on it. This is a really good one. This is the one I'm going to use for this one. I'm getting ready to modify this one, except this one, I'm going to put a 4-pin conversion jack, so I can run 4-pin into the ends. I can run it on anything.